Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Fruits. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? You can move the mic. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. We a little bit late as far as the show was scheduled for 8:30. I don't need this pop filter. The show was scheduled for 8:30. We ran a little bit late as usual. I do this sometime. We have a big conversation today. I just want to be clear, but I want to say a couple of things before the show starts. Tomorrow we might not have a morning show. And the reason being is a couple of things that I have to do. If I can't get to everything today, then I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. I would love to tell y'all what I will be doing, but I also don't want the weirdos to try to show up to where I'm at and try to create problems. So I'm not gonna be able to tell y'all what I will be doing, but I would love to. Also, the thing that I will be doing usually, I would love to tell y'all, but I'm just not. With that being said, let's get right to the show. Let's get right to the content. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is this, and I want to be 100% clear with this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. We already had a conversation about Joe Biden dropping out the race. That was our last live. It was on Friday. I told y'all this weekend, well, it was already being reported that this weekend Joe Biden was going to drop out of the race. And we're going to discuss that. We got a couple of things to say on that. But before we get to any of that, I just want to tell you what the question so far that we have up there right now for the poll is. And the question is, who is a better candidate for the president of the United States? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, a can of paint. And you just want to see the results. For anybody that's wondering why I didn't put Trump up there, because we're basically only, the question is about the Democratic candidate. Obviously, Trump wouldn't be a candidate for the Democratic Party, so it didn't make sense for me to put him up there. With that being said, let's give a roll call, and then we're going to get all the way into the show. Shout out to the few. He says, salute Frost. Shout out to Sha Brim. He says, why people choose Kamala, laugh out loud, y'all crazy, but Jack, salute. I'll tell you why I believe Kamala Harris was chosen, but I told y'all on Friday before. Also, just so we could be clear, there is no, let me move this over here. There is, Kamala Harris hasn't been actually chosen yet. What happened was Joe Biden decided that he wasn't going to run anymore, and he shifted his support to Kamala Harris. She has not been chosen as far as I know. Kamala Harris has not been chosen. Also, there are individuals that believe that she's a weak candidate. There's this one guy, Joe Manson. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm going to type it out. I think that's the way his name is spelled. Oh, shit, I put a capital A. I believe this is how his name is spelled. Recently, he's a Republican, and he said he's ready to switch over to Democrat and then run because he believes that, this is a weak candidate. So I want to say a couple of things first before we get into this whole Kamala thing, and it has to deal with Joe Biden dropping out, but it has something much more important that we need to discuss. And this is the reason why I'm always explaining to y'all the Democratic Party is always doing things that they're not supposed to do, and y'all guys just turn a blind eye and y'all vote for them because in y'all mind, the Democrats are pro-black and the Republicans are anti-black. I'm going to say this, and I can't be any more clear. All of every movement that has ever happened in America that created legislation that helped black people has been drawn up and passed by the Republican Party. You can literally just look this up. This isn't something that literally. Now, I'm going to speak on 2 black people who have had high political positions, and both of them had said that they would never pass legislation that would benefit black people only. They said, we would never do that. I'm going to name 2 black people right now that y'all seem to love, by the way. So you're going to get mad at me, but these are things that actually happened. I should probably create a video on it, not a show, but I should probably do a video on it, because at this point, it's more about waking our people up, and it's less about being anti-Democrat. I am not anti-Democrat. I just want our people to wake up. Are there Democrats that deserve our vote? Absolutely. Are there Democrats that deserve us to never vote for them again? Absolutely. But it seems like all a person has to do is be a Democrat, and black people believe, for whatever the reason is, that we have an obligation to vote for them. I don't like that. I hate that we're like that. Because by being like that, that means that the candidate, if they get elected, doesn't actually have to do anything to help our community, because our community is going to vote for them anyway. So the first person that I'm going to speak on is our former president. I was trying to figure out in which order I should do it in. Our former president, Barack Obama. More than once during his 8 years as a candidate. Absolutely. Ask me a question, Shah. More than once during his 8 years as our president, he has made it known, he's been pretty vocal whenever asked about whether or not he will create legislation for black people specifically, that he would never do that. The dude y'all love, Barack Obama, the dude that made it so that they could put GMOs in our food, the dude that passed the bill that said the news doesn't have to tell the truth. That guy, he passed the bill basically that said the news doesn't have to tell the truth. And he also passed the bill that allowed for them to put genetically modified organisms into our food. Just so we could be clear, because I don't think people really know or understand what's going on in politics. What I think happens is a person will look at somebody and say, oh, I like they swag, I'm gonna vote for them. But at the same time, that's the reason in which why whoever the party was put them up to get voted for, because they knew that there was more flash than substance. Shabrim says, do you feel it's safe for women to be in a leadership position such as a president, etc.? I need for you to I'm not sure what I'm answering, so I'm just going to ask for you to draw the question out a little bit more so I can know specifically what you're asking me. Do I think it's safe for the woman to be president? Like, is somebody going to assassinate her? Or do I think it's safe for, America to have a president as a woman? I have 2 different answers. That's why I would like, and there's going to be some people that might disagree with me and be angry, but I have 2 different answers. So I would like to know specifically what you're asking me. You says, for America. The Bible says that a woman should never be in a position of authority over a man. I'll just pull it up on I'll pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up because you're gonna have people in here that's gonna say that I am, doing something wrong by stating a fact. So 1 Timothy 2:12 says, the 12th verse of the second chapter, the first of Timothy, epistle of Timothy, it is often quoted using the King James Version translation, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man. So this is in the Bible. I suffer that a woman not to teach nor usurp authority over a man. So I'm siding with the Bible on all things. Just so we could be clear. No disrespect intended to women. I love women. I think that there's things that women do that are just incredible. This is not me saying, oh, I hate all women's. I'm not saying that at all. This is not what I'm saying. But I'm going to side with that rationale. We have a society where women really are in mass saying that they rather see a bear in the woods or in the forest rather than a man that they don't know. And I think that sums it up. I think that sums it up. Whenever I hear so many women saying that they prefer to see a wild bear who will eat you in the forest, or might not eat you, might just be you in the wrong spot. They territorial. But for everybody that don't know, generally speaking, bears are like they stay isolated. Like bears stay to themselves. Like a bear stays to themselves. You understand? Like you will rarely see, unless it's a mother with their cubs, you won't probably ever see like 10 bears hanging out in the same place together. You understand? Bears stay to themselves. They basically eat any animal that comes close enough to them. They're omnivores. I think they prefer, I'm not going to say they prefer plants or whatever the case might be, but a bear will eat anything and anyone. And we have women in mass, specifically women of color, that are saying that they rather see a bear in the forest rather than a man. Because apparently, generally speaking, the majority of women think all men are going to hurt them if they don't know them. So that. But Shabrim, if you want to come up here and speak on this shit yourself, there go link. I want to have a call-in show today. There's a link. You do not have to send anything at all, but if you would like to, you can. Now, with that being said, two individuals of high political, very powerful politicians have said that they would never create legislation to help Black people specifically. One was Obama, the other one was Kamala Harris. So what I don't understand is why people are pretending like these individuals are for Black people. You want to know what Trump said? Trump said that's very important to make legislation to help Black people specifically. He literally said this. And for those that don't know, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I didn't know how much Trump was doing for black people when he was president. I did not have the slightest idea. But I have a person who used to be a friend, very close friend. And he got his whole entire platform off the ground. He has his own platform. He got his whole platform off the ground by getting loans that were created specifically for black people. Thousands of dollars. Him and his cousin. I think that's his cousin. So whenever somebody comes to me and they try to say, what did Trump do for black people? And then I try to explain this. They say, no, that was for no, it was for black people. The Democrats forced him to make it so that people who weren't also black people can get the loans. And that was the only way it could get passed. So just saying. With that being said, now I want to get to the next point real quick. Ooh, we moving swiftly, even with the even though we didn't get sidetracked, but we shot the shot brim. We brought up a great thing for us to talk about. Even talking about that, we're absolutely moving this morning. Only 17 minutes in, and I got to three different topics that I wanted to discuss already. So, or aspects of the topic that I wanted to discuss. So the next thing I want to talk about real quick is this: the Democrats have tricked y'all. This was all a plan. This was all a plan. Do you understand what a Republican and a let's bring up another screen real quick. Hold on. Let's bring up another screen real quick. So we can have this discussion. Let's bring up another screen. Hold on. Because I think a big issue is people don't understand that we live in a constitutional republic. So first thing I want y'all to see what I guess we'll see what a democracy is first, right? Don't ask me why. I just absolutely forgot how to spell that. So basically, what a democracy is a system. Okay, here it is already. A system of government by the whole population or the eligible members of state, typically through elected representatives. A system of government by the whole population of all eligible members of state, typically through elected representatives. But I found this interesting. Capitalism and democracies are ascendant in the third world. Let's do this real quick. Before we move off of this, and I show you what a constitutional republic is. So y'all like, because it's like they trick y'all so easy. Not y'all guys specifically. I mean, just like us as Americans, because I'm not gonna act like I wasn't fooled for many years. Also, because I didn't know any better. Rising in power, influence. Capitalism and democracy are ascendant or is rising in power and influence in the third world. Actually, it's socialism that's rising. Just so we can be clear. What's socialism? A political and economic theory of social organization which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. We want a real democratic and pluralistic left party, one which unites all those who believe in socialism. So I just want to be clear on something. We live in the United States of America, and everybody is supposed to be represented, not just one party, not just one type of people, right? Not just real Democrats and the plurist left party, right? Everybody should be represented, right? Anyway, in any regard, that's just to tell you what that is. Basically, a democracy is what the Democrats just did. They didn't allow for you to vote for the candidate of the Democratic Party. They just gave it to who they wanted to. And now they're going to see just how they can make that go over. I'm going to say this again. We are supposed, they just, the democracy, a small percentage of people decide who you get to vote for, right? So that's what they just did. We didn't have primaries, did we? Tell me where the lie's at. We had 0 primaries, right? There were no primaries. They didn't give anybody else an opportunity to go up against Biden and Harris. They just anointed Biden and Harris and told y'all that y'all had to choose between Biden and Harris and Trump. Now imagine if there were people who were way more. Imagine how Biden would have gotten absolutely destroyed if he would have had the debate against somebody that you did not hate. Now let's look at a constitutional, right? This is what we live in, a constitutional republic. A constitutional republic is a state where the chief executive and representatives are elected, and the rules are set down in a written constitution. Now, this is dope. Is the United States, a democracy or constitutional republic? While often categorized as a democracy, the United States is more accurately defined as a constitutional federal republic. What does that mean? Constitutional refers to the fact the government in the United States is based on a constitution, which is the supreme law of the United States. So basically, we are not a democracy. They are tricking you every time they say, yo, we live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. We have a constitution which has set down the guidelines. We elect officials to make sure that the Constitution is followed. That is not a democracy. So every time they say Donald Trump, he's a threat to democracy, you should be cheering. Yes, we live in a constitutional republic. We want whoever to be the president to have a problem with America being a democracy. We are not a democracy. We have a constitution that is supposed to be followed. We have officials that are supposed to be elected and make sure that the rights that we are given by the Constitution is disseminated to the masses. Period. That's what we live in. I get it. Many people don't understand this or care. It seems like the main people that don't understand this or care are the Democrats. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I'm a child of God. So Biden drops out of the race. Now imagine if Biden had to go through the primaries. He would have never made it to be the candidate. They forced Biden down the Democrats' throat. They forced him. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of good Americans who are Democrats that if they would have got the opportunity, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of Democrats that would have preferred to have the opportunity to see other Democratic candidates to choose from. The only reason why you guys think or are saying that Biden looked good in the Trump debates is because you don't like Trump. They have convinced you that Trump is Hitler. They've convinced you Trump is Hitler so much that now I think we should all have Hitler's speeches translated into English and listen to them. Now I'm curious, what in the hell was Hitler saying? I'm 100% against the atrocities that were committed by the German government. I want to be clear on this. I am in no way siding with anything that happened during the Holocaust. I want to be clear on this. But now, because the Democrats keep swearing up and down that Trump's like Hitler, I'm just curious, what was he actually saying? Because I don't understand German. I'm curious. Completely against the atrocities of the Holocaust. Completely. Do not get this confused. Concentration camps get the middle finger. Everybody that was a part of the concentration camps, I'm pretty sure there's a place in hell that they're probably burning. Did not mean to make a pun. All right? I'm against the harming of any innocent individuals. I'm against hate speech. I'm against all things that go against what God wants for us. Period. Just so we could be clear. But I'm curious. So they stole your opportunity to be able to choose who you wanted the Democratic candidate to be for the presidency. Democrats should be pissed, not Republicans. Republicans should be cheering. Democrats should be pissed. If you don't like Donald Trump, You should be pissed. Pissed. They have shot their own selves in the foot. Don't worry, I'm gonna continue to explain in a minute. We have 24 votes so far on our question, on our poll. Please, everybody. I want to please everybody. I got a question also. I'm gonna put a question up also. But please, everybody, vote. We have 24 votes so far. The question is, who is a better candidate for president of the United States? Joe Biden, he got 12%. Kamala Harris with 24%. A can of paint with 29%. And people that just wanted to see the results with 33%. And I could do a question also too, right? Hold on. That was an accident. Hold on. I put a question up there. Do you think Kamala Harris can beat Trump in the 24 presidential elections? I got a question up there. I want to know. So anybody that come in here, I would love to know what y'all guys think about that. So I want to be clear on this, and I don't want there to be. Oh man, I accidentally moved all of the. Let me see. Timestamps. Yeah, I want timestamps. Moderation activity. I want moderation activity. Why wouldn't I want that? A lot going on over there. So I just want to be clear about something. Your opportunity to be able to choose your Democratic candidate was stolen from you, and it was all a plan. It was all part of the plan. And this is just my belief, if that assassin is successful, I believe that Joe Biden isn't moved off of the ticket. I'm going to say this again. If that assassin is successful, I believe that Joe Biden isn't moved off the ticket. I think that it was imperative for Trump to choose a running partner after the assassination attempt. And the reason being is, now if they try to assassinate Trump, guess who's going to 100% win the election? You got it, JD. Because everybody that was going to vote for Trump is going to vote for JD. And there's going to be people that probably isn't going to vote that is now going to vote for JD. Just like before the assassination attempt, there was people that weren't going to vote, but now they're going to vote for Trump. Not everybody is stupid. Not everybody is easily deceived. Let me say it like that. Pardon me. Apologize to the people who just have different political who look at things politics differently than I am. I'm not trying to attack you. With that being said, they have stolen the Democratic voters' ability to be able to choose what politician they would like to run against Trump. They've stolen that from you. They've stolen that from you. With that being said, we're going to go to a commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back.
I'm gonna need some of you niggas to stop playing with me. I am not a king. Go play Tetris or something. call me guns. I'm not gonna never tell it on my brother. Word is born, I'ma keep, and I put that on my mother. Fresh from the streets, and I rep it like no other. Say more to the heat, y'all can go and kiss each other. Niggas think that they crazy. What's a knife to a gun? If I can't get the pops, I'ma go get his son. Oh, I heard he got a daughter. Tell that little bitch run. She get blinded by the bullets, cause it's blazing like the sun. You click versus me, that's the one-on-one. Shoot them niggas with a stick and a broom, get it done. Chopper loose, extra boost. I'm the man with the juice. When the boogeyman around, niggas pray to Jesus. You should call him Lucifer, that's a fallen angel. Make a star see stars, that's a star bangle. R.I.P. t-shirts. Now
Yeah, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, yo. No fake love, no fake love. 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 No. So don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. Give me my roses while I'm here. No fake love accepted, homie. If it's all real, make it clear. No, don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. After hating on me all year. No fake love accepted, brody. No, not over here. No fake love, no fake love. No fake love, no fake real. Recognize real, so many fakes and phonies amongst family members, lovers, and homies. They be right by your side for the ride when you're up. Soon as you slip, you end up lonely. Can't tell your friends from your enemies. So many frenemies with two-faced tendencies. Wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. They melt on you when you get more cheddar than them. No fake love, no fake love. So don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. Give me my roses while I'm here. No fake love accepted, homie. If it's all real, make it clear. No, don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. After hating on me all year. No fake love accepted, brody. No, not over here.
All right, we back. All right, so get to the next not next topic, but the next aspect of what I want to discuss. So let's say Kamala Harris is, because right now, for everybody that don't know, she's not necessarily the candidate, the Democratic candidate. For everybody that don't know, she's not necessarily the Democratic candidate. She has just been endorsed by Joe Biden, meaning that if she's being endorsed by Joe Biden, and by Hillary and Bill Clinton, she hasn't yet won the actual nomination. She isn't the Democratic nominee yet, just so we could be clear. And I think that isn't fair to the public. I don't think that's fair to the Democrats. It is what it is with the Republicans. We're not discussing how fair that is for the Republicans. I don't think that's fair for the Democrats. Real quick, this individual right now, Joe Manchin. Let's put him up on the screen real quick. He is actually was talking about, yo, I'm a Republicans right now, but what I might do is I might switch his overs to the other parties, because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who do not necessarily in, you know, as far as Democratic you know, politics is concerned. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily want Kamala Harris to be the front runner or to be the Democratic nominee. So he knows this, as you know, it seems like a lot of Americans don't. So he's talking about he might switch over to be a Democrat in order to try to get the nomination. So that's proof of what I'm saying right now. For anybody that's like, no, but she's the candidate. Jack don't know what he's talking about. This dude right here says he's considering a presidential bid. I'll show you what it says in the thing right real quick. He's considering a presidential bid, and also that he might switch over from being a Republican into a Democrat in order to run. He ends, at least he did for a minute. All right. So this is posted 10 minutes ago. But just so we could be clear, I'm not saying that he should run. I just want to show you that Kamala Harris is not currently the Democratic nominee. And as we see right here, it says, well, that was fast. Joe Manchin's brief flirtation with a bid for the Democratic nomination for president ended between two cable news networks Monday morning. So this just happened this morning. I'm not running for office. That's what he told Gayle King about an hour earlier on CNN. This morning, he told host Casey Hunt, people are pushing in that direction when asked if he was seeking the nomination. So apparently what he's saying is that he's been approached, but for whatever the reason is, this isn't something that he's going to do. He also says Manchin was adamant about an open nominating process. Now, what was I just talking to y'all about? The Democrats stole y'all ability to be able to choose a nominee for the Democratic Party. They stole that from you. I think this is something that all voting Democrats should be pissed off about, but that's just my opinion. You cannot be pissed off or be pissed off about whatever you want. Once again, Manchin was adamant about an open nominating process in both interviews, citing former President Barack Obama and former Speaker Nancy Pelosi's similar wishes. So Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi both think that they should be an open nominating process. So basically, guess who isn't a fan of Kamala Harris being president? On Wednesday, he said Vice President Kamala Harris is absolutely too far left. I want to say something, and this is not me hating. This is not me hating on LGBTQ community or any of that. This is just a point that I want to make, and I just want to make this point. A lot of people don't care what an adult chooses to do with their bodies, or that if an adult chooses as a partner. People don't really care about that. Like the majority of individuals. The issue is they want to take this into the schools, and they're with your kids 8 hours a day, 7 to 8 hours a day. They're with your kids. The teachers has such a great influence over children that the fact that we're having all of these kids that are coming up and they're just being absolutely terrorists in the neighborhoods, and they're having just, no love for knowledge. I think that parents are absolutely to blame for this, but I think also the schools are to blame for this, because, and I want to be clear on this. There's been times in my life where I felt like I did not get support from, my family. I get zero support from them now, but when I was growing up as a child, there was times where I just did not feel like I got support from my family. They'll say stuff like, no, we love you, but they never actually did anything to prove that they cared about me. I'm not even talking about doing anything to prove that they love me. Like, they never actually did anything to prove that they cared about me. They would just say, no, we love you, we care about you, da da da. But whenever, it came time for them to show that they cared, they did the opposite. Now, I think that in our community, in our Black community, I think that this is a rampant thing. Parents feel like if they put a roof over your head and if you don't die of starvation, that they did their job. That's like the bare minimum. Your children should not be dying from starvation. And if you are the custodial parent, then you're supposed to have a roof over their head. That is the bare minimum. For too many years, especially during the 80s and the 90s, there was this narrative that as long as you didn't die before 18, that means that your parent did the best job ever. You know, the only way your parent did a bad job is if you died before you were 18. So when I say there were teachers that helped me get through life, there were teachers that helped me get through life. There's people who were my teachers that to this day have been a way bigger positive influence on me than any person that shares my DNA. There's teachers that have made me feel more love than anyone in my family have ever. The argument could be they didn't have to take me home, they didn't have to live with me, but they showed that same love to everybody, not just me. It was a universal. They showed this type of love to all of the children. So I say all that to say this. Teachers have a astronomical impact on the direction of your child, on what your child does in life, on your child's confidence, on so many different aspects of who that child turns into. Teachers have an astronomical influence on that. So when you have schools that are constantly confusing children on what their genders are, confusing children about what they like and what they don't like, I think that that's dangerous. So Kamala Harris and her friends have a position, and their position is children should have the right to choose their genders. I hope I saved this. I got a thing that I wanted to show y'all. I wish I would have put it on the computer, but I didn't. Shout out to Ty Dye. I don't know if you're still in here, but what up, homie? So I just want to, let me see if I saved this. Hold on. They have the biggest influence on who your child is. They just do. And this isn't me trying to dog my family or anything like that, because you know what I'm saying? Because those people have never done anything wrong a day of their life. They're the most perfect people in the world. They're God's sins. There's no person on the planet that is more of a saint than they are, if that makes them happy. But I got a thing that I hope I saved that I want to show y'all. Hold on. I don't think I saved it. But basically, Kamala Harris was having a and this is before she became the vice president. She was having a conversation and she said people between 18 and 24 are stupid. But at the same time, you think that a child could choose their gender. So they know what they're doing is wrong, is my point. They know what they're doing is wrong. I didn't save it. I want to apologize about that. Oh, I saved it and I don't know where it's at. It's one of the two. I think I forgot to save it. But Kamala Harris said people between the ages of 18 and 24 are stupid. But this same woman believes that your 6-year-old child, 5-year-old child, 4-year-old child, 3-year-old child, 2-year-old child, 1-year-old child, 0-year-old child, because they're still months old, should have the opportunity to choose what their sexual orientation and all of this other stuff. And she also believes that 18 between 24 is stupid. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube real quick. Hold on. We're going to look for this. Wait, no, because we're going to get sidetracked. All right, so let's get back to Manson, right? So once again, the problem, and this is one of the many issues that I have with Kamala Harris, is she's absolutely too far left. Absolutely. And I don't think that anybody, if you don't want your child, so a lot of people believe that, a lot of people want their child to be gay, by the way. But if you want your child to make these decisions on their own, whether you are okay with having a gay child or whether you got a problem with having a gay child, but you believe that it should be your child's decision, you should not want Kamala Harris in the office. I believe it's whoever's decision. I believe that there are people who are going to grow up and they're going to like certain things, and there's people that's going to grow up and they're going to like things that others might not think that they should like. It is what it is. But I don't think that our schools should be encouraging anything that isn't in the Bible. I don't think our schools, I'm not saying that they should be encouraging everything that's in the Bible. I'm saying that if something isn't in the Bible, or if the Bible runs contrary to something, I don't want our schools encouraging it. What you talk about at home, that's between what you talk about at home. What they find out when they go with their friends somewhere, that's what they find out when they go with their friends somewhere. But I don't think that should be narratives that the school should be pushing. I personally think any teacher that has the freaking gay the pride flag in their, I think all pride flags should be removed. I think the only flag that should be allowed to be flown inside of a school is the American flag, period. I don't think any other flag should be allowed to be flown. So this isn't just the, you can't, I don't want you to fly the pride flag. I don't want you flying any flag. The only way that you should be flying a flag that is not the American flag is if that school specifically is geared towards the teachings of that country, because it's a religious thing or something. Then yeah, fly the flag of what the teachings is. So if you have a school that's a Muslim school, then yeah, it should fly the Muslim flag or Muslim flags, whatever of that country. Absolutely. If it's a Jewish school, then it should fly the Israeli flag. Absolutely. Let's not get this confused. But if it's in a school that is a public school for America, then it should 100% only have the American flag in it. That's my belief, and that's the way that I feel. You can feel different. You can feel contrary. That's fine. It's not that big of it, it's fine. You can feel contrary. Absolutely fine. The next point I wanted to get to real quick. And if you notice, for anybody that disagrees with me, I'm literally pulling up the my proof of what I'm saying. If you have anything to say that runs contrary to what I'm saying, put it in the chat. It might be hard to find because, as we've just learned with our internet the other day over the weekend, they have been scrubbing our internet to take off anything that might be pro-Trump. For everybody that don't get what just happened the other day, they've been scrubbing our internet of all pro-Trump anything. All right. They've been scrubbing the internet, fam. At least that's one of the things I believe they're also doing, just so we could be clear. It's got a lot of stuff I got to do today. I want to make sure that I'm getting as much of my points out as possible. Just making sure I'm getting as many of my points out as possible. Biden drops out of the race. Let's look at our voting real quick. Shout out to everybody who promos with us one way or the other. Shout out to everybody who does promo with us one way or the other. I make more off a promo a month than I'm making off of YouTube right now. Shout out to everybody that promos with us one way or the other. Hold on. You wrote a can of paint is more useful, but it never popped up on my screen over here. Tada. So you wrote something, Tada, but it never popped up on my screen over here for some strange reason. And I have no idea why. Give me 1 minute. And I don't know why it keeps showing questions. I'm not just looking at the questions. I'm having an issue over here. No, now it's not there at all. What the fuck? I guess you took it down. I don't know. Tada said something about a can of paint being more useful, but it's not popping up, so I can't put it up on the screen. In any regard, who was a better candidate for the president of the United States? 12% said Biden, 21% said Kamala Harris, 38% said a can of paint, 29% said just want to see the results. 34 people have voted so far. Also, there's a question up there. Do you think that Kamala Harris could beat Trump in the 24 presidential elections? I'm curious about that. Do anybody think that Kamala Harris can beat Trump in the 24 elections? I'm curious about that. Just really curious about that. I want to know what you guys think. All right. So with that being said, all right. So with that being said, but apparently, Kamala Harris. This is what I'm going to say. I want to be clear on this. I'm going to tell you right now why Kamala Harris is going to lose. She's literally running on, she's a black woman, and that's why we're supposed to vote for her. You know how disrespectful that is to all other women? Forget men. You know how disrespectful that is to all other women? She's not a black woman, by the way. Her father wasn't born in America. Her mother wasn't born in America, as far as I know. Her father's Jamaican. He was born in the West Indies, right? And the mother is from India. So she's not black, and she's not black. She's not. When she ran for Congress, she ran as a Indian American. So she's not going to win. The number one reason why I don't believe she's going to win is because she's running on, I'm a black woman. Not, I'm competent. Not, I got things that I want to do. Not, these are the policies that I want to create. But she's literally running on, if you don't vote for me, that means you hate black women. I'm a black man and I'm tired of that shit. I'm a black man. I'm tired of that shit. And if you didn't hear what Trump said, I'm going to let you know. Trump said, basically, that now that Biden isn't in the election no more, basically the only way he's going to have another debate, or he would prefer, basically, if there was another debate, that it wasn't held on any ABC station and they held it with Fox so it could be fair. You know why? Because he wants a crowd. You know why? Because he doesn't want his mic turned off. Also, if people weren't allowed to be there, then who was Biden talking to after the freaking after the thing was over? Who was Biden talking to? I need an explanation on who Jill walked Biden up to speak with. Remember, at the end of the debates, Trump walked off the set, and Jill and Joe walked up to the front. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm literally shooting from the crib because I have people who pay me. I just ran some of their ads. I'm literally shooting from the crib because I got people that pay me. I just ran some of their ads. I can't run their ads unless I'm on StreamYard. I only do StreamYard from my computer. Are you mad that I just got paid? Watch when you hear about the next thing that I'm doing. You're going to be really pissed off. And I'm not speaking on it until after it's over. You're going to be really pissed off. You're going to be really, really pissed off. And ain't nobody put hands on me, fam. That's insane. I promise you, if somebody put hands on me, I'm calling the police immediately. Them niggas is going to jail. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, niggas going to jail. He going to have to deal with that. All right? I'm not even going to tell you the type of people I got in my corner right now. I'm not even going to tell you the type of people I got in my corner right now. The nigga going to jail. Not he might go to jail. Not he's maybe going to jail. He's 100%. I'm not even going to tell you the type of people I got in my corner right now. With that being said, the dude that ran into the supermarket when I asked him, was I pussy or not? And he ran in the supermarket. That guy, he was the one that was commenting. Anyway, no, he didn't walk over to only the moderators, just so we could be clear. I'm not saying your name because I think that's supposed to mean something. That's supposed to be making a joke. So I'm never going to say your name. And two, I'm not putting you up on the screen because I think that's supposed to be some kind of attack on me. I don't trust you either. But no, he didn't only talk to the moderators. They literally had the camera there and you can hear the people cheering for Biden that he was talking to. You think it was just two moderators that was cheering? Copy. Shout out to you though. In any regard, 100%. 100%. All right, 100%. Just so we could be clear. And they gonna move too. Watch me find out what I'm doing. Watch after I do the thing that I'm doing. I'm not gonna say what it is either. Let's stay shut. There's no way for y'all to fuck it up. There's no way that you're not gonna know who to call to lie to. You're not gonna even know who to call. You don't know where to send the lies at. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing. In any regard. Just so we could be clear. In any regard. What time is it? I got stuff I want to do, so I got stuff I want to do, so I'm trying to get everything out as quickly as possible. Got a lot of shit I got to get to. In any regard, Biden dropping out the race, Kamala Callan, okay, calling. Let me put this down one more time. Also, if I don't know you, or if I don't know you, don't even try to come into the chat. I'm not gonna allow you to come up, obviously, if I don't know you. You're just gonna be wasting your time. I don't care how nice you talk down there. If I don't know you, I'm not inviting you up because I know it's a trap. Just so we can be clear. There you go. There you go. I was waiting for you to do the hater thing so I could just kick you. There you go. So I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Zero misunderstanding. The Democrats stole your ability to be able to choose your Democratic candidate. They stole it. Kamala Harris is not the Democratic candidate. She's just the person that Biden has said he's putting his support behind. She's just the person that the Clintons have said they're putting their support behind. We just pulled up that Obama isn't putting his support behind her. A lot of people believe that Obama is currently the head of the Democratic Party. Like, let's say Trump gets elected again, right? So now Trump can't be president anymore. He does his 2 terms. What do you think is going to happen? You think the Republican Party is just going to forget about Trump? Or do you think they're going to embrace him because he makes people show up to the polls? You don't think President Trump saying, I endorse that person, is going to make the Republicans move for him? They are. So when Obama says, I endorse that person, guess what happens? They move for Obama. So I'm going to need Obama to, I'm going to need Obama. I'm going to need Obama to endorse Kamala Harris before I could believe that Kamala Harris is the president, is the Democratic nominee. I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to need that. Because I'm going to say this again. Remember, when Obama ran, who endorsed Obama? Wait, no. Matter of fact, Clintons didn't endorse Obama. Right? Obama basically beat out the Clintons. Right? Obama beat out the Clintons so bad that Hillary was pissed off, saying it was her turn. Correct? So the Clintons endorsing Harris means little. Obama endorsing Harris means everything. Harris is not currently the Democratic nominee. And I don't know how I think that if she does a debate against Trump, she's going to get absolutely killed. I wouldn't even want that for her. And I don't like her at all. What she's going to do when Trump starts talking about all the black people that she put in jail. What is she going to do when Trump starts talking about the black dude that she wanted to give the death penalty to, who was innocent, and she knew he was innocent because she had the DNA evidence exonerating him? Or pardon me, she didn't want the DNA to be done that was going to exonerate him. She knew he was innocent, and she still wanted him to go to the death. She still wanted him to go get the death penalty. Some black dude. Some black dude. These are just facts. I would never vote for her because she's openly come out and said that she would never do anything primarily for black people. That's crazy. While at the same time saying that this is a racist, America's racist. One voice, she says American is racist. And then at the same time, she says, oh, I would never pass legislation that's only going to help black people. How? And why? How does that make sense? So you're never going to pass legislation that's going to primarily help black people, but you do agree that black people need help because America's racist, but you're not going to do the help. You're not going to give the assistance. But when it came to Asians and when it came to Muslims, then yeah, we're gonna do everything we can to protect them. When it comes to migrants, we're gonna do everything to protect them, including creating mandates that they can't be arrested or deported. Right? Including creating mandates that they can't be, not mandates, but making it so that if when they come across the border, it's harder to prevent them. Right? So no, I would never vote for her. That's not even a question. And it has nothing to do with her, and it has everything to do with her policies. I don't know her as a person. I've heard her speak. She talks in circles, so I don't trust her. I'm not saying repeat herself. Sometimes we repeat ourselves. I'm saying she talks in circles, so I don't trust her. In any regard, any aspect of this that y'all would like to discuss or anything you think I've missed discussing this, put it in the chat. I might have missed something. I'm trying to make sure that I hit all of my points. Hour 13 minutes into the show. I'm trying to make sure I hit all of my points that I wanted to discuss. And then we might talk about a couple of other things real quick. And then we're going to probably get up out of here. Picked up my phone to do a thing and then I forgot what it was. Yeah, that's my stomach. I need to go get something to eat. I had no breakfast this morning. All I had was coffee. Also, I don't even want to say that yet. But a lot of our old type of content will be coming back. I had an issue that I think it was a threefold issue. It wasn't just one. It was like multiple different issues. I've solved most of those issues, and now I'm just waiting for one thing. And then if that fixes, I'll be able to bring back our regular daily content in an easier, in a more productive manner. But I did have some issues that I needed to fix. And for the most part, they have been fixed. This is a slow process. It's the thing I was looking for. Look what Joe Brown has to say about her real quick.
No. Yeah, she does. Who? Mrs. Imhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris. She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She married a Jewish husband.
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'll let you have that one.
She's a witch, and she is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top. They used to teach detailed this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades. She damn near everybody trying to get her. She used to be a frat hoe when she was in house. And she ain't black. You know this Miss Harris? I mean, well, but she's I'm just listening. Well, here's the thing. I actually met her father in Jamaica. I was the guest, said it. Come Queen Love. Yep.
Just so we can be clear. That's the one thing about them old niggas. They don't care to lie for you. She was a whole, I don't know what she was, and I'm not saying she was. As far as I know, she's been a godly, saintly woman. But allegedly, she slept her way to the top. And allegedly, this has been behavior that she's been a part of ever since she was in college. So now I look at that she laughs all the time at everything, even when nothing's funny. And it has a totally different, and it just feels different. It just feels different. Got a couple of things I want to talk about this morning real quick that has nothing to do with this. I need a second, right? So something I want to talk about real quick. Over in Bangladesh, there's a real big problem. There's a big problem and there's a big issue. I'll explain it to the best of my knowledge. I have a homeboy who had been breaking it down to me so I can have a better understanding of what's going on. I might also be creating content around this, just so we can be clear. So basically what's happening in Bangladesh is they've turned off basically like all their internet access and their ability to be able to broadcast outside of the country. And the reason is because right now the government is at war with their own citizens, specifically the college students. So basically, in order to get government jobs over there, they have like a list that you have to get on or whatever the case is. And what's happening is a majority of that list is the people that's being put on there is getting favoritism. So previously, when it was first created, the way that they were going to do this particular government jobs thing, it was okay and it was cool because it was created, I think, back in the 70s or 60s or whenever it was. And the people basically agreed with it because they were giving jobs to individuals who had family members who had, passed away during a war that they were having over there. So they were getting preferential treatment. Now it's 60, 70 years later, or whatever the case is, 50 years later, and the practice is still happening. And there's a lot of college students that disagree with this, and they're being beaten to death in the streets. I saw a video of police walking into a home, and then all you hear is gunfire, and then the police walk out of the home. I'm being told that they are identifying these individuals that are protesting, and then they're going to the homes and they're unaliving them. That during some of these protests, peaceful protests, allegedly, I don't know if the protests are peaceful or not, but alleged peaceful protests, that these individuals are also being unalived by the military and by the police. And this is happening currently in Bangladesh. And these are human rights violations. I'm going to try to find out more on this. And hopefully I'll try to, get somebody to come speak on this specific topic. But just so we could be clear, the people who live in Bangladesh, they need our prayers. They need our well wishes. And also, I want y'all to understand that these people that being unalived, some of them are like 15, 16 years old, and they're out there and they're protesting because they want it to be fair. They want for these jobs to open up to more people than just a specific little small fraternity of individuals that are just, you know, parents of this person or parents of that person. What do you mean, Shake? I don't understand what you're saying. Where is the join button? You have an iPhone. You have to go through the Safari app. Salute. You have to go through you have to go through an alternate browser. You can't use. I was gonna pick up my iPhone, but I don't think I got any power. Yeah, I gotta charge it. You have to go through your Safari app and then log on to YouTube through your Safari app or through a browser. You can't go through regular YouTube, or you have to go through a computer or something. You can't go through regular YouTube on your iPhone. You have to go through one of the browsers. So you have to choose a browser. You can't go through the app. I hope that makes sense. So they need our prayers. They need us to try to extend strength to them. But basically what's happening over there in Bangladesh is that the government is silencing anyone that is going against this particular position. Also, the ruling party has been the ruling party for like 28, 29 years. So they've just not even, so it's just the same people that's been the ruling party for the longest. So you know, there might be a lot of complacency at the top where they feel like they have the right, or you know, to do whatever they want, and you have to fall in line, you know. So you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna find out a little bit more information on that. I do not know how to read the language, so I have someone that sends me intel, but I don't know how to read the language. And in addition to that, a lot of the stuff that they send me, it's violent, you know, and stuff that YouTube might flag me for, or I might get flagged for. But let's listen to this real quick.
High Court to reinstate a job quota system. So in June, the High Court brought back a system that reserves 30% of government jobs for relatives of veterans who fought in Bangladesh's War of Independence. Well, after violent protests this week, the Supreme Court has suspended that ruling and brought forward an August 7 hearing on the matter. A nationwide curfew does remain in place, and it's been extended indefinitely. That's as security services try to quell the protests. And details on the top court's ruling will become clearer in the coming hours. But we know that at least 114 people have been killed so far, thousands injured in a violent crackdown by the police and military. We'll bring in our correspondent, Tanvir Chowdhury, who's joining us from.
So just so we could be clear, this video dropped 1 day ago. So this is new as far as I'm concerned. All my information is, this is new. The person sent this to me like yesterday, so I had the information, but I wasn't having any opportunity to listen to it. This is the first time I'm listening to it.
Dhaka to talk us through
this video,
the Supreme Court's decision and what it means when Bangladesh's top court says that it's scaled back the quotas.
Just so we could be clear, the quotas before was like 60%, like 55 to 60%. So now they're saying they're scaling back the quotas to about 30%.
Well, essentially, you might as well say it's almost scrapped. Out of 100%, 93% is now open. It's based on merit, like as anybody can participate in any government job. Among the...
And just so we could be clear, we have something similar over here for the longest, and that's the DEI hiring. People being hired for something for a reason other than their qualifications.
7%, 5% will go to the family members of the freedom fighters of 1971 Liberation War.
It was 1971. That's when the war was.
that could mean grandchildren, children, or some immediate family member. And 2% is reserved for indigenous people, people physically challenged, and transgender people. So that is the verdict today, basically scaling it down to say that 93% is open to everyone, you know, and out of that 7%, 5% for freedom fighters.
That's crazy. So was it 100% before? I could have had that number incorrect. So before it was 100%. Now they complain, and now it's 93. They're giving 7%. That's crazy. That's just bananas.
And 2% for physically challenged indigenous people and transgender. So after 2 weeks of violent protests and everything, finally we have a verdict. Will it come down the population that have been protesting? It's hard to say, because the students have been saying that, look, just the quota abolishment is not only thing right now. There's too much bloodshed. Hundreds of people have been killed and injured all over the country. A lot of the quota leaders and coordinators I've been talking to, one of the top leader was picked up day before. He's still missing. He was picked up by detective police. His name is.
So also, just so we could be clear, I was told that, and I don't know if they were talking about now or if they were speaking about previously during the 1971 war, but during the 1971 law, allegedly, I think that's what I was told. They had basically rounded up all of the like the intellectuals, and they was executed. Now, I don't know if they're saying that that's also what they're doing here or not, because as you hear, they're saying one of the leaders of this particular movement has been rounded up and nobody's seen him since.
Nahid Islam, and there's no trace about where he is. Many politicians were picked up, including the opposition senior top leaders. There's one person called Nurul Haq Nuru, who was a former student leader. He has a party now, Goni Odikar Forum. He's picked up, he's not missing now. Police say we don't know where he's about. We've seen videos among our colleagues who filmed this thing in different parts of the city and other parts of the. Such violent videos I've hardly ever come across. Police shooting people at point blanks, youngsters, just at point blank. None of these are aired in local TV. TV is highly censored now. All we hear is about the damage and arson that was committed. Nothing about the killing, the number of people in the medical. Newspaper is hard to come by. There's no internet. Telecommunication is very erratic. Phone call drops. So people are literally blind. You know, there is a communication blackout. And when you talk to people in the
also, their phones don't work appropriately over there, so they can't even really contact people that don't live in India.
The anger is not just about quota, it's a pent-up frustration about bad economy, high inflation, soaring food price for the last 2 years. So people actually came out.
Soaring food prices for 2 years. Over there, they're freaking arguing and complaining. Over here in America, y'all talking about let's keep electing the individuals that make the food prices keep going up. I keep trying to tell y'all, people are looking at America and thinking that we're complete idiots over here. Like, the shit that y'all vote for is the stuff that other countries is fighting to stop.
From all walks of life, supporting the student. This is going to be hard to quell that anger in the street. People say we're not going to forgive the number of people killed by the police in such aggressive way. So this is something we have to see how the fallout from all this happens.
Yeah, Tanvir, well, obviously, we'll wait to see whether this decision satisfies the protesters. But what do we think this could mean for the security situation in Dhaka in particular, where you are?
Shout out to that Venmo drop. I'm not gonna call the denomination out. Shout out to that Venmo drop. Shout out to all of the donations that have been coming in, and I just sometimes fail to say them because, you know, previously when I say shout out to the drop, people be supportive. Nowadays, when I say shout out to the drop, then all of a sudden the haters come out, and then so, you know, until that could get switched back around, I prefer not to say whether somebody is doing a donation or not until that gets switched back around to where I can share some of the positive things that happen over here. When I can share that again, I'll be way more open to sharing the positive things that go on over here, because there are a lot of positive things that happen over here. But once I share it, then I'm gonna have the haters pull up and do all types of weirdo stuff, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, we don't want to support Jack for whatever the reason is because I got haters." That I don't even understand how that works. In any regard. That might have been Shake. I don't know. Is Shake, you still in here? Okay, hold on. I'm doing a thing real quick. I need 1 second. That was you, Shake? I remember I had got a new phone. So I didn't even have Venmo on this phone anymore. I'm literally adding it right now as we talk. Is there anything else y'all guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. You already know that means that the show's winding down. I basically discussed everything that I want to talk about. I'm gonna send y'all to a commercial break. I'll be right back. I'm doing a thing. I don't want y'all just sit here watching me do this bullshit. Be right back. Okay, so Shake, I want to apologize about not doing the saloon this morning. We'll get back to the saloon at some point. So instead of since I'm not giving you the saloon, I do plan on making a couple of videos today. I will have you be the sponsor at the front of the video. I hope that can make up for not being able to be in the saloon today. I will have you sponsor. I will have you sponsoring a video today because $10 sponsors a video in the first place. I will have you sponsoring a video today on one of the topics that we're going to be discussing. I will have you sponsor a video today since I'm not doing the saloon at the moment. I hope that's okay with you. I hope that's good. I hope that's fair. I'm not doing the saloon at the moment. You still in here, Shape? I have you sponsor a video today. Also, just so we could be clear, we got to get ready to go anyway. I'm hungry as heck. Just so we could be clear, we're almost back. There's one more program I need to get a hold of. So we're almost back to being able to be full BBN. My enthusiasm is coming back for doing this, everything. I was at a block party yesterday, and I literally had a person come up to me and explain a situation to me that kind of sounds like they were apologizing because some people had lied to them about who I was, and they went and did an extensive research on who I was as a person, and they just researched me with, you know, to find out that the person was lying. And it kind of sounded like they was like trying to they were being apologetic towards, you know, the way that they had treated me, you know, because they were treating me unfairly. You understand what I'm saying? They weren't very nice to me, and they really didn't have a reason. So shout out to them. I'm not gonna say their name or nothing like that, but shout out to them. I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. You know, people don't generally come up to you and apologize for no reason, like when they don't have to. You understand what I'm saying? That's called character and integrity. You know what I'm saying? So when people apologize to you and they don't really have to, you understand? That's character. That's having character, not being a character. Most niggas out here is just characters. They're being a character. They lack actual character. So shout out to that. I appreciate that. To a degree that I wouldn't even be able to explain. To a very, very high degree. We got the stuff I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about because I don't want the thing to get attacked. Yeah, so I don't want the thing that I'm trying to do to be attacked. So I'm not going to tell y'all about it until it's way further down the line, but it's basically already wrapped up and it's a done deal. And a lot of y'all that donate to the page, I will say this, I'm just gonna be quiet because I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. With that being said, is there anything else you guys want to talk about that you've heard me talking about on any videos or anything like that? If not, I'm gonna start getting everything together. I got a ton of stuff that I have to do today, a lot of stuff that I have to do today that have nothing to do with YouTube, and I have a couple of things that we have to do with YouTube, and then I got a couple of things to do with some other things that we're working on right now. That the people that I'm working on it with don't even care about YouTube. Like YouTube, social media stuff is not even important to them. So yeah, that part. Is there anything that y'all guys want to discuss or talk about? I'll give y'all a couple of minutes And we'll go over out in this poll real quick. I never have this screen up, so I don't be knowing it. I never have this screen up, but apparently there'd be somebody just tapping their phone all the time, like trying to laugh at me or some shit. But I don't never have this screen up. Like, so whenever so I'm over there just like niggas be wasting their time. But basically, I'll say this. So basically, as y'all already know, we are already in LLC. I got some lawyers that I'm going to be speaking with, and we're going to turn this into a nonprofit organization over here. So that means that when you donate, you'll be able to write it off on your taxes. So it's going to benefit you to donate. Like literally donating to the BBN network is going to benefit you. You're going to be able to write it off on your taxes. Literally. So that's what we're working on. That I could talk about because there ain't nothing nobody can do about that. So I'm ending the poll. Say you better than Lotto. So you already know what I'm doing. So you know what I'm doing. Wait, what you mean by I'm better than Lotto, by the way? You talking about the thing that I just talked about making my platform into a non-for-profit? You talking about that? Or you talking about something else? Yeah, that part. That part. That part. That part. That part. Watch you find out the people that want to donate big money. And me turning us into a non-for-profit makes it so it's beneficial to them because they get to write it off on taxes. So that's one of the steps we're taking right now. For anybody that's like, I can't afford it, I might not even have to pay. That's a whole nother conversation. Be good in your community, fam. Remember, the people in my community that don't like me be niggas that consider themselves street people. I'm not even saying street niggas at this point, just street people. The people that do like me in my community are the people that are like the bankers, the people that are like the lawyers, the people that are like the police. Like they F's with me heavy. You understand what I'm saying? The people that don't like me is just the street niggas. They don't like me none because somebody told them that they can't. Not even because I've done anything. Somebody came up to them and was like, you can't like that guy. And they just like, okay, boss. Anyway, the question is, who is a better candidate for president of the United States? We got 34% winning with a can of paint. We have 27% with Kamala Harris coming in second. Coming in third, we have just wanted to see the results with 27%. And with 11%, we got Joe Biden. So, once again, the only reason why I'm not going to call your name out, fam, is because you haven't spoken in the chat. So I'm going to assume that this donation is, I think he just literally donated because once I turn this into a non-for-profit, the people who donate are going to benefit. Like I can't, for the y'all people that don't know, for y'all that don't know, so I don't know if if it's okay for me to say because you know some people might prefer, you know, because you don't want to have problems. But if you speak in the chat, I'll call you dropout. If not, I'm just gonna keep it to ourselves because that's generally what I've been doing. A lot of people donate after the show is over. By the way, that's when most of my donations come after the show is over. They be like, "Yo, Jack, love your show. What's your Cash App again?" Shout out to Contrarian Chronicles with the dub drop. All of the things, Contrarian. I'm gonna be doing some videos today. We're not doing Saloon this morning, but I will be doing some videos today, and I will put you as a sponsor of a video. I hope that works out. I hope that is cool. We're gonna start doing the sponsoring of videos again. So I will put you as a sponsor for a video, Contrarian, just so we could be clear. 2 videos, because dub drop, that's 2. So you will be sponsoring 2 videos. If I do 3 today, it's going to be 2 today. If I do 2 today, it's going to be 1 today, 1 tomorrow. So depending on how many videos I do today, is depending on how many videos you're going to sponsor today. But $10 is 1 video of a sponsorship. So we're going to go back to that. If I get 20 more in donations right now, or before the show is over, and we're able to get our Adobe back, then we'll be running at like 90% of everything that we need in order to do everything that we need to do. And I'm going to make some new title cards for the people who donate or normally donate on a regular. Contrarian Chronicles will be one of those individuals. You've always been a big supporter of the platform, you know, when we're over here doing our work. And Shake Loose has always been a big supporter of the platform when we're over here doing our work, you know, not when we're sidetracked with the bullshit. And I respect that. So let's get back to doing what we do and not being sidetracked with the bullshit. That's why they want to keep me sidetracked, so I don't do the good work that you guys love. With that being said, appreciate you, Contrarian Chronicles. This is what he wrote. That was for general support, my guy. I've been watching you for years. You are consistent. Appreciate you. Salute, my brother. That's a fact. It always feels good. Shout out to Shake. Shout out to Shake giving the last $20 that we need. And so we're running at 90% right now. We will have our because you know I gotta pay $50 a month for Adobe. So whenever I have to drop an expense, Adobe is one of the first expenses I usually drop. It's $50 a month. So we will be. No, he dropped 10 more. Shout out to that. So all we need is 10 more, and then we will be back up running at about 90%. We'll be back at about an 85-90% when we get 10 more bucks. So I'm gonna keep all of that where it's at, and then we're gonna see if we can make things happen. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of support that we got during this show. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish everything that I need to finish today. But if we're in good spirits and I feel like I could give y'all good energy later in the day, you know, if I could give y'all good energy, not negative energy, not, you know, low energy, high frequency, then we will have a Tonight Show. Sometimes I don't do the Tonight Show because I don't be thinking my frequency be high enough. I don't think my vibration be high enough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get on that night and do a show and depress niggas. So that's why sometimes we don't have a show at night, to be honest with you. So we got 10 more, and then we are gonna definitely be able to do the thing. So I'm gonna leave that in there. But with that being said, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We 2 hours into the show. I will be ending the show soon because there's a couple of things that I got to get to, and I haven't had breakfast this morning, and I'm hungry as shit. So I'm gonna need to get to breakfast also, or something. I'm not sure what at the moment. What I had was coffee. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, shoot. And just for everybody to know, if you do donations during the live and you're not in the chat, I'm not ignoring your donation. I just, I assume you rather just not be spoken about because you don't want to get attacked, or you don't want, people to, harass you. That's what I assume. The people that hate me are real pissed this morning. We got $40 of drops this morning. People that are mad at me, for jealous of me. There's no other way to put it. I say mad at me all the time, but obviously it's jealousy. The people that are jealous of me are real pissed off right now. I promise you. That's they business. That don't got shit to do with me. I'm not doing nothing to nobody. That's their business. And I don't even see a reason. I don't know. I don't look at myself the way I guess other people look at me. I see myself as a normal, regular individual. That's it. Nothing too special, but nothing too bad. I assume I have to be special though, because I got a lot of haters for no reason. So I assume I have to be special. I guess I do. I don't know. That's the way the world works. I don't really think about myself like that though. I do consider myself an individual though. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. One of the main reasons why I don't rush to do a Tonight Show is because the main people that be like, do a Tonight Show, don't be people that support the platform. They be like, don't do donations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the main people that be like, yo, do a show tonight. Yeah, but you don't, you know what I'm saying? They be the main people that be here a lot, but they don't never do no donations. So I assume that those guys are part of the haters. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I assume. They're part of the haters. There's quite a few things I need to go buy today too. So. But I'm gonna hold on to that, and so because we get the Adobe, you'll know the difference. You're gonna see more title cards. You're gonna see it's gonna look different. You know what I'm saying? You'll know the difference. I know how it is when we roll on all cylinders over here. We look really pretty. Like our page looks really pretty when we're rolling on all cylinders. All right. Assuming that we're done, I'm gonna let y'all go. There's a couple of things I need to go out there and do. First thing, I need to get some grubs, and there's some things that I just need to do. I need to get out of the way. Yeah, look, I love y'all. I want to be clear on this. I don't have any political affiliations. I'm not connected to the Democratic Party. I'm not connected to the Republican Party in no way. I like some of the things that Donald Trump did when he was the president. I want to be clear on this. I don't like almost anything that has been done during this Biden administration. Almost every single thing they've done, I disagree with, and I don't like at a fundamental level. I don't like. But as far as Trump is concerned, there's many things that he's done that he did when he was the president, or has been done when he was president, or was done when he was president. I'm saying this in the appropriate tense. When he was president, was enacted, that I think were beneficial not just to Black people, but to just America. Like, I'm not looking for a president that's going to do something only for Black people. I'm looking for a person who's going to do things good for America. the fact that he did things that I believe that were good for America, and in addition to doing things that I believe were good for America, also did things that were good for Black people. That's just a cherry on top for me. We're just living in a society right now where individuals, they don't wanna, it's like they prefer to be blinded. Like they don't want to see the truth. They prefer to be tricked. And that's what the Democrats give you. The Democrats give you bullshit. The Democrats give you hate, you know. We living in a society where people love to hate. So the Democrats give you that opportunity to hate. If you go to a rally Democrats are holding, they're angry and they're pissed. If you go to a rally that the Republicans are holding, there's mostly love. I don't know no other way to say that. I've been to a shitload of Democratic rallies, right? We were there. I live streamed. The Republican rally I went to, it just people was just nicer to one another, kinder to one another. I don't know no other way to explain this. Like they were happy to be there, you know. I just, you just have to witness it for yourself. I think. Both, by the way. You get up there when you have the speakers up there. You know, sometimes you have the speaker speaking negatively at the Republican rallies. Don't get this confused, but every speaker is speaking negative at the Democratic rallies. Every speaker, every person that gets up there is just one. I think the best speech I've ever heard at a Democratic rally was done by Jumaane Williams. That might be the only time I've seen somebody give a speech at a Democratic rally and it be positive and not hateful, but strong, you know? I think Democrats believe in order to be strong, you have to be hateful. A lot of people believe that, by the way. And I think that that's why they get those individuals to vote for them. They think, you know, in order to show how tough you are, you have to be destructive. You have to be angry. You have to be hateful. When if we're going to go by, you know, we're supposed to be as much as like Jesus as possible, you know, even when Jesus at times was being strong and defiant towards, you know, against Satan, he wasn't necessarily, he was not negative. It was always in a positive manner. I don't have to try to hurt you who don't support me when I can support those who support me. I don't have to try to destroy those people who speak against me when I could just try to embolden those who speak for me. I don't have to try to take the life from someone that I don't agree with when I could try to just give life to those who I do agree with. So these are just the two different landscapes in which individuals will be on. You know, an individual will be on this landscape of I'm going to try to, you know, bring the people who agree with the things that I think together so we can be a strong community. Or you can be on this one that is, I'm going to try to destroy anything that doesn't agree with what I agree with. Those are two totally different perspectives that are geared to create two totally different outcomes. I believe that the Democrats specifically is about destruction. I can't tell you what the Republicans are about, right? But, you know, for the most part, it seems like they're about building America. The Democrats are about destroying currently what they believe America to be. In my opinion, it seems like the Democrats just hate America. So they're just trying to tap into the energy of everybody that is upset with their life. And I think that's dangerous. And that's just my opinion. I think that's dangerous. Every person that's upset with their life, they're trying to tap into them. I think that's dangerous. The fact that you don't is the fact that you don't. If that's the fact. With that being said, I love y'all. Please go out there in the world today and do something great. And then attach God to it so people can know that you come in the name of the Most High. When I say that, I don't think people really get what I'm saying. I'm saying actively be a follower of the Most High. Actively. I'm not saying to go out there and preach. I'm just saying actively let your actions be the example that the Most High will prefer us to be for the rest of the world. Are we going to fall short? We're going to fall short often because we are human and incapable of being perfect. So we're going to fall short often. But it's where your heart is. There are a lot of good people. Pardon me, no man is good. But there are a lot of people who, if given the choice, they would try to be good. But we're currently living in a society that just the simple act of doing that might cause you more problems than it's going to give you benefit. And I think that's the way that the world was purposely constructed by the Most High. Because if everybody benefited from doing good, everybody would do good. So the only way that we could really know where people's heart is are you still doing good when everything is going bad? Are you still out there trying to be a benefit to others while your whole world is crashing down around you? Are you still showing love while everybody is hating you? What kind of example are you going to be? With that being said, I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.